Well, I'm John Geha, CEO of the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors, and I'm here with Natalya Brusilovsky. Did I say that?
Yes, you did. You got it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
That's a wonderful last name.
Thank you very much.
So, Natalya.
Yes.
You're our chair of legislative.
Correct.
Very important committee that we have here.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that, talk about your committee and your vision, or where you're headed. But the first thing I want to do is I want to know more about you.
Oh, okay.
Who are
I
you?
was raised here in Baltimore County, in Randallstown, in Baltimore County, and I went on and lived in Iowa City, Iowa, and Los Angeles, California, and Seattle, Washington before I came back here to Baltimore. I had a long career in theater education and in food service and food service management before I made it to real estate 10 years ago.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing in Iowa City?
Going to school
At
at the University of Iowa, yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Des Moines for a number of years.
Nice.
And
Yes. Very peaceful there.
Very peaceful, and my cousin
Good
was a
people.
professor at Iowa State.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I loved it. I absolutely loved Iowa.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. My wife's from New York, and she cried all the way when we moved to Des Moines, and then when we left, she cried all
All the way back.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
It's a very peaceful state.
Yeah, exactly.
So your major at University of Iowa?
Theater arts.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and I went on to do a bunch of theater when I moved to Los Angeles. Well, I came actually back here to Baltimore for about a year. Worked with Pumpkin Theater when some folks with children might know that in the county and in the city. It was a children's theater, so I worked with them. And then I moved to Los Angeles and did a whole bunch of other stuff. Worked in the schools with education and made theater with kids really for about 9 years before I moved to Seattle, Washington.
Beautiful areas, very diverse.
Yeah, absolutely.
From
It was great.
Iowa City to Seattle. That's a contrast.
Yeah, I feel very lucky and I love this country so much. You know, it's just great to have the various East Coast, West Coast. Every day I was away from Baltimore, I will say, in my adult life, almost every day somebody clocked me as being too harsh or from the East Coast or too crass or something. But I've been back for 17 years and not once have I shocked anyone here. I'm just totally normal and sweet on the East Coast, but anywhere else, I'm a little, so.
My wife is from New York, as I said. And
She has the same issues.
that New York brashness, yes.
Yeah.
Well, what leads you into leadership?
So, well, I mean, I kind of, a little bit got thrown in. I didn't mean to be a leader in GBBR when I first joined the committee, the legislative committee. I joined the legislative committee because, frankly, I had lived next door to 3 vacant houses over the last 20 years. And it's a problem. And I had friends from out of town always asking, what's wrong with your government that they can't manage these vacant houses? Why is your city so blighted everywhere? The same questions that everybody gets, probably a lot of people get that live in Baltimore. And I couldn't answer them. And so I was like, well, now that I'm part of the real estate industry, let me see what kind of doors I can open to kind of figure this out. And so I showed up, and the very first day of the legislative committee that year, the very first bill was the vacant tax. And so my Soviet-style tone and my passion for finding out and advocacy kind of just threw me in on that day one. I kind of created some ripples, and you could tell that the culture of the room was like, what's going on? So all of that energy that I brought in with my passions around real estate, with my passions around just community in general, I think kind of showed, and folks were like, come on up. We need this kind of energy. So I said, sure.
Well, that's a great lead into what the legislative committee is.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about that and your vision for 2026.
Okay. The legislative committee is a committee where realtors from various sectors of the industry. We have title, we have insurance, we have inspection, we have property managers, developers, investors, residential realtors, obviously, in the room so that we can look at legislation that's coming up in the legislative session for just the state. So it's only 3 months. We meet every Monday morning, and we discuss and deliberate the bills that are coming up that affect our industry. So it could be anything from, what's going on with the fire alarms and tenants' bill of rights to what's going on with transit development or water safety. It could be anything, but all of that affects the real estate industry, and the knowledge in the room is so diverse. There's a huge breadth of knowledge in the room. And so every bill that comes up, we're able to really advocate from our perspectives and discuss kind of what we know so that we come to a conclusion that makes sense for our industry, for a vibrant business environment, for vibrant communities, for a vibrant real estate industry in general, so that all of us can kind of come together and discuss it before we go and take whatever we decided, whatever was voted on, to the lobbyists, to Maryland Association of Realtors, to our legislators, and hopefully they'll advocate on our behalf, since we're advocating on the community's behalf too.
Well, we've talked to membership, our chairs of membership, our chairs of education and events, our chairs of IDEA and equal opportunity.
Right.
And so all these committees that we have tie together, but the legislative committee then gives you that voice, that conduit to protect our rights as citizens, community, homeowners, and help our members continue to do their business on a professional level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a really great opportunity to see what's going on. Even if somebody doesn't want to necessarily join the legislative committee, you can sit in as a non-voting realtor just to see what's going on and see kind of how the sausage is made a little bit, because we get to look at these bills, and so many bills affect our industry and our livelihoods that just kind of go past us unless we're right there in the middle of it, kind of putting our little 2 cents in as it goes by. And so, we get to do that in this room together, and that's kind of the fun of it and the joy. If there is joy in this, it is learning about what are the other perspectives going on, like what's really going on, how is this sausage really made, and how do we kind of push it forward to make sure that it's best for everyone.
How do I join your committee?
Well, you can sign up every October, I think, is the sign-ups for committees, and you go ahead and you put it in there and make sure that you can show up every Monday morning at 9 a.m. to your office, to the Timonium offices, and to be able to deliberate all of these bills and also read through them between Friday and Monday. So it's kind of it's kind of, on the one hand, it's kind of a big ask, which is why I think sometimes it's harder to get more people into the legislative committee, showing up on every Monday morning for almost 3 months to Timonium by 9 a.m., having read maybe a whole stack of bills. Sometimes it's a small stack of bills, sometimes it's a larger stack of bills, but you want to come prepared so that you can show up and give your full knowledge and your full gusto, to it. So it's not easy to do it, but it is fun to learn and to give your 2 cents. Because otherwise we wouldn't be heard at all. Nobody would listen.
That's it. That's extremely important. But there's also an added benefit that when you're talking to the consumer, you're talking on a higher level of education and knowledge. So you're engaged, you're learning, you are making a difference, you're helping make the changes that need to be made, but you're also raising the bar for yourself.
Yeah.
We have a big day coming up in February.
Absolutely. We have Lobby Day. We're going to go and make sure that whatever it is that we need to advocate for, we'll do it well and with numbers.
Tell me about how I get involved with Lobby Day. And am I allowed to be involved with Lobby Day?
If you do want to get involved with Lobby Day, I have a feeling we could really use the support. We take a bus down to Annapolis every year, and so as long as there's a seat on the bus for you, my feeling is that a realtor can get involved and come down and lobby with us.
Okay. And what do we do down there?
So we talk to our legislators about what's important to us, about our priorities, about the realtors' priorities. We have a plan. We've been in the room, so we know the details. If somebody wants to ask us, we know all the details, and we can talk to a lot of people about this and hopefully make some ripples, make some noise.
And we meet Senate and delegates.
Correct. Everyone from the state legislature.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Excellent.
And then also, just as an aside, even though we do meet just in those 3 months, we also have met throughout the year at a new quarterly Pizza and Politics, where we do meet with city officials and even federal. Johnny O has come in. So, we do meet with city officials as well throughout the year. So it's not just our state in the first 3 months. Any realtor is welcome to come and listen to what they have to say and ask the tough questions that you want the answers to. This is our chance.
Well, there's a lot going on in government right now that's affecting housing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of push that we need to be very close attention to, not just in the city of Baltimore, the county of Baltimore, the state of Maryland, but throughout the country.
Exactly, yeah.
And that-
Yeah, even just today.
Just today. And very important messages that are going out there, and that's what your committee really stays focused on, of what's going on and
Right.
understanding.
Right, absolutely. Try to get a full and detailed understanding of what is going on, see what kind of knowledge we have if we need to advocate for our industry, for each other and for our communities.
I'll be talking to Brad Cox a little later today, and he'll be talking about RPAC.
Yeah,
And RPAC, the Realtor Political Action Committee, and the Legislative Committee really are tied close together.
exactly. Yeah, because the committee is the body of realtors that actually deliberates how our PAC is going to turn around and lobby and advocate for us.
Okay.
Right.
We'll be talking to Brad about that. So, is there a message that you want to deliver to our members?
I think stay connected. Stay connected so you can stay active, and you matter. Your experience is important in the room, in every room that we do. And if you have an opportunity to advocate from your perspective, do it. Show up, let's have a conversation. And probably all of the committees feel that way, but it is important that as a member, your perspective is important here. Definitely in our committee.
That's such an important message. But you also just said something that we need to make sure people understand. Every committee, stay connected, get engaged. You can find something within the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors that you can make a difference.
Absolutely. You can make a difference from any chair, is what the saying goes.
Yes. And the business that we're in, the business of real estate, is so important to the foundation of this city, this county, the country.
Absolutely. Everybody needs a roof over their heads.
Yes. Shelter. Yes. Quick question for you. You're so good in the camera.
Ha!
What's your favorite stage play, musical that you were involved with?
Oh, that I was involved with? Okay, well, now I have to plug this thing that I'm doing.
Go ahead.
So I just started a new production company called Time Out Productions, where we're doing immersive theater, and we're having folks come through and immerse themselves in a magical space for Valentine's Day. So I do kind of independent theater. That's my shtick. So that's my favorite. My favorite theater right now that I'm involved in is the new one that I'm starting, which is this immersive theater thing where folks kind of come in and get immersed in magic.
That's wonderful. But you acted on stage.
I have been on stage a few times. I'm more of a director-producer at this point in my life, but I'll be on stage or invisible theater, do street theater, all sorts of things I've done in this life.
Where does your energy come from?
We're just very lucky to be alive.
Every time I've seen you, you have a smile on your face.
Wow.
Every time I see you, you're high energy. And that's infectious.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
I think that fun has become an official value set of mine. So I don't want to go into meetings that are boring anymore. I think that we all have our shared humanity, and we need to remember that when we go into boardrooms as much as we remember that when we sit down at the table together to eat or whatever else, or to dance together. We can laugh, we can have jokes, we can share our humanity. while we work together too.
Well, I know you enjoyed your birthday.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I came to here on my birthday because I love it so much. And, I value what GBBR does a lot. I think that it is surprising to me how much you guys do. And for me, who works in a very small brokerage, it's important for me to have community like this where I can reach out to various people for my own kind of personal, professional needs, as well as know that there's kind of a place that will hold me as a realtor. It's just really important for me working from a small brokerage to come here.
Natalya, it was so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much
All right, my pleasure.
for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I'll see you soon enough.
See you soon.
All right.